The hair's been all weird. Okay. What's up, guys? Stark Entertainment back again with another video. Today I'm going to go over my biggest topic that I get in my comments, and is why do I use Amazon for my gear? So, why do I use Amazon for my gear? This is a major thing that I get asked. YouTube comments, Instagram comments, DMs, in person, wherever. I'll have people, even friends of mine that I know will ask me just curiously, why do I use that? It popped up a lot on our loadout videos because it was something a lot of people think Amazon is not tailored to Airsoft. If anyone's ever used Amazon, they will tell you Amazon has everything you can really imagine. And it has a very high market in airsoft related products, in the sense of moldy type gear. It tends to stray more towards the gear side rather than guns. So if you're going for a gun, you would avoid Amazon. But if you need gear like some plate carriers, helmets, vests, a lot of, I said vests and plate carriers, that's the same thing. Things for your belt, backpacks, whatever, you need equipment and gear. Amazon has a really wide variety of stuff. Not as broad as some of your mainstream sites like e-bike, but it's enough to the point it will work, and that's why I do it. I don't need to go to e-bike to get stuff that's going to take longer to ship. It's going to cost me more, and some could say, you could argue, quality-wise, things on Amazon will hold up just about as well as things on mainstream airsoft site. It's all up to personal preference, really. I look at it in the sense of, one, the time for something to come from Amazon takes maybe 2 to 3 days tops, and I'll spend half the money. Whereas if I go to e-bike, which is across the country in California from where I live, it takes 2 weeks for the free shipping, for free, ground shipping. I'm not going to spend the $100 to do the overnight shipping or the 2-day shipping or whatever it is, because I'm going to double my price just to get it shipped to me in a decent amount of time, when I can get the same thing, maybe a little bit lower in quality for a better price, and still make it work for what I need. It all comes down to personal preference in terms of what you're doing and what seems to fit you. I'm not doing anything that is overly strenuous, that is going to cause me to need perfect gear that's a matter of life and death. That's just not what I'm doing. I'm playing airsoft. It's not supposed to be that serious. It's really not. People take it really seriously, and there's moments, of course, you need to be serious about it. Fine, but not to the point of you need to spend thousands of dollars worth of gear, because it's not going to make a difference. I remember, a quote? T-Rex Arms said it, and I preach him a lot because I do like a lot of what he does. Was that, if you dress up a pig at the end of the day with, the Gucciest gear, I think is what he said, it's still pig at the end of the day. No amount of gear, money that you put on them is going to really change your performance of how you perform on a field. It doesn't really make much of a difference, and that's how I see it. There's no point spending all of this money on gear when it doesn't change in how you perform. People have different ways they want to set things up. That's completely fine. This is what has worked for me for a couple years now, and I haven't had a problem with it. People will say, oh, you're getting less quality gear, it'll fall apart on you. Yeah, I've had things fall apart on me. That's normal with anything that you do. But I've also learned to make the most of that by, when things fall apart or things that I get that I don't need, I'll either sell third party to somebody else, or I will find a way to take it apart and then use it for other things that I need. Like, I had an old taco pouch that I got. It was like $3. It fell apart on me, whatever. I took the bungee cords and I used it to help tie some of my wires and cables inside my helmet. So I just reuse it. Then the material that I had, I just kind of tossed, but that was no big deal. Probably could have used that later on, but oh well. But it's just knowing how to do simple things like that. Is that if things fall apart, find a way to then re-implicate it in, maybe not in the same way, the intended purpose, but you can maybe find a lot of different ways to put things back together. So that's a big thing. So I kind of already stepped into the quality piece of it, in terms of pricing. it goes hand in hand. The more expensive, typically the better quality. Yeah, I get a lot of my gear coming from Amazon just seems to work better. From what is this? This doesn't make sense. When I was building my Milsim loadout, I got pretty much all of my gear from Amazon, unless it was something that was super duper specific that I needed it from e-bike, in terms of if I need a specific type of mag for a specific gun, like my Glock, I wanted specific mags, I had to go to the e-bike route. But to get my holster, for example, my drop leg, I change it from a drop leg to a thigh holster, so it rides a little bit higher up on my leg, so it just doesn't move around as much. I got like some pins to basically run it into it's basically a UBL mid-ride like knockoff, very similar to how TX Arms does it, so it allows it to run at a hips level length. And anyway, those pieces that I got on Amazon for like $20-$30. I took apart the drop leg and I kept the actual shelf, the holster, got rid of the leg strap, and then took an old belt that I didn't need anymore, clipped that on until that was my restraint, and then I took basically 3 or 4 different things I had from Amazon, put it all together, and I've now made a new piece of equipment, and it works flawlessly, and I'd say honestly better than the drop leg that I got from e-bike. But again, that's just me. I actually have some things sitting next to me here because these just came in the other day. I have a deadlight. I got it in blue by accident, wasn't paying attention, but I got this for my helmet that I'm going to put on it. This is supposed to be in red, but it goes on my helmet basically to signal that I'm dead. And then I got my own dead pole rag. These are at school because I shipped them here because it was cheaper. But exactly, these are things that I need. I can put on my gear that I will then implement for when I'm playing. Why can't I got these on Amazon, and I looked at the comparison, they're about $6 cheaper. This one is Elite Force branded, and this cost me about $4. This is a deadlight that I got, tactical signal light apparently. These would cost $15-$20 that I've seen in some stores. I got it for $7, and it's the exact same thing because a lot of my friends have them. So maybe it's just how I was raised. I was always told, hunt for the bargain, like a bargain shopper. Find anything you can. If you can find it for the cheapest price, do it. Don't settle for anything. If you can find it cheaper, you go for it. Just, save yourself the money. And with Airsoft being as expensive of a sport that it is, that is a really good lesson that I would love to pass on to other people. Like, if there's one thing you take away from this whole thing, is find ways to save money if you can. If you don't need to spend all of this money to do well. If you find something, let's say for like this, that's $10-$15, go on Amazon, go on eBay, for example, which I would avoid because eBay can get kind of sketchy, but for purpose of the example, you can find it cheaper on Amazon or eBay, and it's the exact same thing for about $3-$4. It doesn't sound like much, but that $4 extra, that's halfway there to a bottle of BBs that you've already saved money for, and you need BBs. So that's a good lesson, honestly, that I would keep. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that sometimes Amazon stock, in terms of what they have inventory wise, can vary. Sometimes it'll be a lot harder to find things that you would need in terms of gear, helmets, helmet covers, plate carriers, mag pouches, belts, whatever. That can sometimes be harder, just depending on what they have in stock. So just keep an eye out for stuff. But yeah, that's really about it. I get about 90% of my stuff. I get everything but my gun for the most part from Amazon. Even my PEC box, my light, my sights, my batteries are all from Amazon. And I really do feel as if it's going to be something that is going to become more normal and implemented into the Airsoft community and world as people start to accept that it actually is a viable solution when it comes to buying products. I feel like there's a negative stereotype because it's not specifically catered to Airsoft that people just completely avoid it, and I disagree. I might actually do a video on that when I get home of showing my top 10 Amazon products that I've gotten in terms of price and quality, like for what it's worth, for the money that I spent, because you'd be surprised. Everything I run on me, except for my gun, I think, is from Amazon, and it works flawlessly. So that's about it. That's the end of my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed. I got some more videos coming soon. I gotta work on them in between school, work, and that's about it. Thanks for sticking with me. For everyone who's here, shout out to everyone who watches my videos. I appreciate that. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.